dashboard should use existing bootstraps. Yes, so he removed one CSS dependency on Bootstrap and instead uses the same as the resources folder. Okay, so the dashboard doesn't embed its own Bootstrap file now anymore, which makes sense. LocalizationStreamParser. So the idea is that when an entry in the localization file takes multiple lines, it should be supported. So this PR supports that. Then Jasmine working on the admin theme, merging dev into the admin theme. That's a lot of work because it was not that easy, and apparently made it. Fixing build, rebuilding assets, fixing merge issues, and Anton also helping fixing Taxonomy TermAdmin link. So Soteris, I assume you've looked at it. I call you Soteris and it's Sotirios? Since when? Yeah, okay. What is that, Sotirios? I know better than Skype. So I assume you look at it and you're also working with it and trying to make it even better. But did Jasmine's work unblock you? Okay. Not yet unblocked or not yet working on that? Because now dev is merged, so that should be better. Yep, maybe a hidden pocket of your luggage also. So status, admin theme branch merged into dev. Good. Then Orchard 1, we saw what was happening, and a dev branch 6 hours ago, drive-by typo fix. Okay. Who's that? Ginger done. Okay, Ginger done. And okay, Antoine merged the pull request. Okay, good. That's it. Orchard 2. Unless there are questions on this repo, I didn't do much, like almost nothing. I was working on a bug. Oh, yes, I did something. And maybe I can show you, and we can talk about it. I did the templates branch. What's happening here? I just fetched. So I see that, let's go back in time, 7 days. So Nick's still working on workflows, and I assume with Tim, or not, but at least Tim and Nick are working on workflows. And what was he working also on, Tim? He said there are two things, workflows, and he was working on something else too.
The job queue, I think?
Jobs queue, yes. I haven't looked at the PR if there are any, because he said he will provide a PR.
I haven't done any work on workflows in the last 7 days. I had
okay.
Yeah.
That's great that Tim can do things like this. So apparently Tim made workflows work, and job queues, that's great. We'll look at it. Filters and views. So this is Jean-Thierry working on the liquid support for the theme engine and also for shapes. So he's making some progress and implementing all the filters to be able to have the themes work with Fluid, and he completely converted the blog theme into liquid. Jean-Thierry, if you're watching this video tomorrow or on Thursday, please rename all the files to liquid. Okay, Fluid is the name of the library, but the language is liquid, so it should be called .liquid. And you can see here, so there are some things I will ask him to change for sure. There are some things I don't really like to be as tags like display. I don't know, we'll have to look at it. But everything is working, you see. So here, display content, so which will display the content. Pipe to item remove. type body. It's weird. I'm not even sure what it's doing. Item remove type body part. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it's doing. Or maybe it's doing content pipe item remove type body part, like removing the body part shape from the content zone and then displaying it. That's weird. I don't know what it's doing. But it's ported all the theme into Liquid. Even localization. So here is localizing the site name, which is bad. And if we did it before, it was bad too. Yeah, this is bad. We can't have that. Set property should not be allowed. We can't set a property in Liquid by design. So let's not add something that lets you set a property in Liquid. There is something called assign, which will assign local variable in your context, but not change any property of the model or anything. So yeah, something will change, but that's a very good progress to be able to have that. Expand flows widget size, that's on my code. Fixing registration, yeah, I pulled everything, I pushed, okay. I will show it later. Fixing logging, because logging was broken, now it's fixed. And he said it's working also on Mac. This is Chancery's branch. This is master update OrchardCore.Cms.csproj. Apparently some issues in the CSproj files, missing private assets, and I'm sure I did the same mistake with templates. Templates branch and Chancery's branch. Okay. So on my side, I worked on the templates feature, which is like in Orchard 1 to be able to create named templates, to be able to redefine the shape templates. And what is interesting is that thing. Let me show you. Where can I find it? iShape binding resolver. Can I find the iShape binding resolver here? This one. So if you look at the red, this is what was before my change. To do document. There are no implementations. No implementation, clarify the usage. So there was an interface and nobody knew what it was supposed to do. And maybe I commented on that. It looks like I will comment this thing. And like, there is no implementation. What is the purpose of this interface? And I'm sure we ported it from Orchard 1. So this was this, maybe I commented it when we ported it on Orchard 1, from Orchard 1. And actually I went the opposite side. The opposite way. It's because I was actually looking at the display manager, which I didn't change here, and I was looking for ways to be able to override the rendering of a shape, or at least to be able to override the binding source or the binding of a shape, which is the logic to render a shape. And the default logics come from file templates or attributes in methods, and but I wasn't able to provide them on startup because they are dynamic. You can change it at runtime, and the ones that we find usually are from the shape harvesters and the shape table are from are in singleton, done once and done. Okay, we have to restart every time otherwise. So the ones I wanted from the database could not be done with the shape providers or the shape harvesters. And I was looking for a way to do that. And then at some point in the code, I see that something is calling shape binding resolver to try to find a binding source dynamically before finding one statically from the already resolved ones. And I look at this this method, and I was looking for something to do that, and it was also commented that what's the purpose of that thing. So in the end, I found the purpose, and this is exactly what I was looking for. So I documented the purpose, and I implemented it here. Here, templates, shape binding resolver, and the ID here is by implementing this interface. You can implement try get descriptor binding, which will be called before any theme or feature provides a list of shapes, a list of templates, and then we can decide, hey, when you want to render it, use the Liquid Template Manager to render the content from the database that has been taken for this shape name. So this is it, and this way it will work only on the themes we decide. Like, next step for me is to, and that's sad I didn't do that because I found the HTTP context, is to filter on the admin, so that the admin won't get any shapes from that, unless we want to make a feature for that too, like be able to override an admin template. But this is not what we want, and this was an issue in Orchard 1, and now this is not an issue anymore. So this is much better. We could even change Orchard 1 to use this interface instead of what we are doing right now in the templates module. This will solve some issues, and this is perfect. So this works. Not sure I will show you because I don't think it. I haven't tried it on this machine. I tried it on the remote machine, but it works. So there is a controller. There is a view to manage templates. It's just a list of templates. They are cached. You can edit them like any Liquid editor using the code mirror editor. And there is no preview, but it's hard to make a preview for this thing. And you can define any template, like for a type or anything, and that works very well. So I'm satisfied with that. It could be merged, but I haven't done a PR, and I was working on another bug, which I haven't finished yet because it's a hard bug. The issue I have is that the media branch, which no one should merge. Nick, don't merge a media branch, even if I haven't done anything on that for a long time. So the media works very well, but it's breaking the preview. So it's breaking the preview. Is it breaking the? It's not breaking the preview. It's breaking the widgets. The widgets are broken with that because the way I load the widgets dynamically and on the first time the page is rendered is incompatible with how the media is injecting its own editor. So I found the solution, but it was hard to implement. So I'm still working on that. So the flow pages, for instance, are broken. So we will be able only to merge media when I fix the widgets. Because how I found the bug is that with the templates, my goal was to be able to create a carousel, all from the admin, meaning create a carousel type with only a field of media fields, a media field of which I call images. So carousel is a set of images, just to be simple first. Okay, carousel, a set of images. And so this works. I can create the type. Then I assign the stereotype widget. And this way, this thing will appear as a widget. I can also create another type, which won't be a widget if I want to create a page with a carousel. But in our case, the carousel should be a widget because you will be able to use it in a flow page or using the layers. And from this one, what it will do by default with the field is render the names of the images. But what we need is to render a carousel script and all the image URLs. So from there, I wanted to use a templates module to create a custom template for the carousel, which will like 5 lines of code to iterate over the path, which I can do. And then I did the template, and then I tried to inject it from a widget, and I saw that the field, the media field, was breaking the flow page editor because some scripts are not loaded correctly. So I'm working on fixing that, and then the productivity will be very great because the media will work. We'll be able to change the templates with a simple language from the admin, and that will be great. So I'm working on fixing that have to fix media to be able to merge media and then to be able to merge templates. But templates could be, if you want to try templates, I know Antoine, you like to try everything. You can try the template branch to see if there are issues, because I think it's already working pretty well. Some things we can extend for the templates. So templates is a list of named things, and the name is the shape name, like content underscore page underscore detail or something like that. Okay, and so you have to know what are the names of the templates you want to override, and that can be cryptic if you don't know Orchard. And also just to know what is available as a template, like all the alternates and everything. So what I was envisioning to do would be to, from specific places, provide links and helpers to say, oh, create a template for this context. Like when we create a content type and we are editing the content type, we could provide a link to say, or a link, or even the editor directly in the type editor with maybe a tab where you will have template. And if you click on that, you could decide to provide a template for the detail, for the summary, or custom ones, but at least detail and summary. And then you could edit directly the template from there, because it makes sense. And you don't have to type any shape name, because we know how to construct the alternate or the shape type name for this context, like for a type in display mode, in detail mode. And then we will provide an editor, and users will type the template there, but it will actually change the template in the template manager with the name content-page. Okay, and this way it will be, I think, much easier for users to discover them, and they can still go in the templates manager list and see which template was created and change it if they know what's the name. It's changing the same document, so that would be fine. So that's for parts, that for types. We could provide it maybe in some other locations. Maybe in the content item, we could also have a feature which provides a button or something to show the editor for just a content item, because we can create an alternate template for just a content item by using the ID. Dash and the ID, it will work. So maybe that could be some things that we provide to make the creation of templates easier, discoverable, because otherwise newbies will not know how to find the template names, the convention and everything. We have to document it, but if it can be obvious and easy, even for not the newbies, for the experts, so that they know, okay, they go to the content type definitions, and they can directly click a button that will go to the template manager with the correct name, or edit the template directly from there. That will make sense, I think. That's the suggestion I have, which is very easy to do. What else? That's it on my side for all I did. Not much, because vacation. Yep. Okay, that's good. Yeah, but I really like to fix this media bug, and template is available, so then we can think about shipping, polishing the product. I'm sad I don't have much more time to work on that, but I will be back soon, 100%. So that should be faster after. Questions, comments?
Should we start looking at targeting preview 3 instead of preview 2?
Preview 3? What do you call?
Just because of the OAuth stuff.
What do you call preview 3? Because we should start working on preview 2, which is shipped, that we can use. And today Kevin tweeted that he migrated Asos OpenID to preview 2.
No,
so it's available
migrated it to preview 3 are the dev builds.
On the dev builds?
Yeah.
He's using dev. Oh, because he needed the dev branches.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what you call preview 3, dev builds.
Yes.
I'm fine using either the NuGet package or the pre-release, whatever the currently dev builds. I'm fine, because the dev branch is supposed to be very stable now.
Okay, cool. And you can always go and fix it anyway, right?
When you mean you myself?
Yeah, you work for Microsoft, so if
No,
there's a
well, but
problem,
I'm on vacation. I won't fix anything.
no, when you get back.
Sure, if it's not shipped yet, sure.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, but it will be slower to, if we are dependent on bug fixes, we need to plug on what they have the myget field called ASP.NET CI dev,
Yeah,
which
I
is
know.
a nightly build. Even nightly, it's like live feed of all the packages. So we can be based on that. If at least the auth stuff depends on that. Sure, that's totally fine. And we need to work on that. And maybe we will ship the first beta with ASP.NET 2 if we are ready. That will be fine too. I've seen this today. I've seen this last week and again today, right? And they haven't changed anything from today. So the issue is that should be my responsibility to enlist Orchard on that. It should be enlisted by default, I will say. Well, so this is how do they call that? Summer Hackfest 2017. It's like Google Summer of Code, but for the .NET projects. So they will sponsor, help people to contribute to open source projects, either new projects or contribution to existing projects. And yes, Orchard should be there, definitely. Like by providing documentation, by creating modules, by fixing bugs, things like this. So
Do you think
we should
come up
definitely
with
do.
some ideas and tag them so that if so that people have ideas on what to do if they if they're looking at doing this, they come to Orchard, they look at a tag and say, oh yeah, these are the ideas of.
Should be because they say they want to list. You see, you can submit a new project here. Okay, let's try that first. Okay. Because submit a project and then some things to do, because they will list everything that can be done on which project. I'm not sure we will open bugs on our thing. Let's see. Deadline July 17, session 1, session 2, session 3. At the same time, we need to be there to help them. So for instance, I won't be available this week, the July 17th week. I will be available this week, totally. So, because they say we... Sorry?
I pasted you a link.
What link?
But after talking about that,
It's different. It's an ID. Let's look at that first. Project name. Project name Orchard. GitHub.com / OrchardCMS / Orchard2. Okay, this is not for us to provide, but something to
something for a team to provide.
So what will you accomplish? Describe your specific goal that you can complete in 2 weeks, and then what is the minimum skill level needed for someone to contribute? Okay, I'm not sure. We need to read more what we should do. The .NET Summer project leader, if it's a project that's hopefully a core team member. If it's a new project, we need someone who will define the roadmap. Okay. You can submit a new project here. Okay. I see. That's what you probably say. We should create up for grabs issues. Okay, run your turn. We are an established open source project and community. That's good. Run virtual or in-person events. This is what we do all the time for specific projects. Okay, beautiful. Localization documentation, we need that. Okay, well, we can file something and have some ideas. Chat. Martin, what? Who is Martin?
Is it Martin Woodward?
He's not working for the Head Foundation anymore.
Yeah, he left, didn't he?
John Galloway, who is writing this, is the new Martin. John Galloway. Yeah, I don't know. Project submission. So is it something we ask people to do and they will register on that? Yeah, okay. Antoine, you will tell me if Orchard is on up4grabs.net. Who is submitting a survey? You see, are you nominating on behalf of the project or just suggesting we talk to them? So this is what we are saying actually. We are on behalf of the project, but we need to know the goals. What will be the goals? What modules should we, or localization or documentation, and yeah, but so this is it, and there is also the up for grabs. I'm sure that the link is our up for grabs. But what is up4grabs.net? It's nothing.
There is no Orchard.2 issues on up4grabs.net. I guess we just need to tag to label our issues with up4grabs.
Yep. Instead of first timer only, up4grabs. But that's kind of weird. Up4grabs. Because it can be also hard. It doesn't have to be a super simple thing. It can be a hard thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we just need to we just need to provide some goals here, some projects, some tasks, and mark them as up4grabs. Like nobody has said they wanted it, and please pick one. But today it's like every of our issues are up4grabs. Anyone can take them and fix them. We don't generally say, no, you can't do that. So I see. Okay, if you have some ideas to do, I could say localization. I could say documentation for sure. We have a branch. I don't know if you saw that, Nick, at least. I pushed on what's his name? Crap.
I did see. Is it Luke?
Lucas.
Lucas. Yeah, I did
Lucas.
see the branch. Did you get it into a working order?
I pushed the things that were discussed in the comments that I put, so it's done. I didn't try it, but I did the changes I wanted to see. There is only one change that I asked for that I could not understand what I asked for. So, and that's weird because usually I write comments so that I can understand what I talk to myself, but I didn't understand what I meant. So I didn't do anything, but everything was work. All the tests were passing still, and it was just refactoring. So that should be fine. We need to try it. I'm sure he's busy, so he can't work on that, but we need to try it. So that's why we could say localization, at least to finish the PR, because what he did was great, and he said it was working. So I'm like, we should finish it. That documentation, because we always need some documentation. Antoine made some. Antoine, all the things you told me to do on documentation. You remember? It was on a chat. I can't remember what chat it was. On an issue. Maybe. So this is what we do in the ASP.NET project. If you can create issues, the thing that we're missing, like some filters were missing, or some recipe documentation was missing. So you can create some issues and tag them with documentation. First, for myself, to remember that we need to document something, and also as up for grabs, because if people want to do something, they can just, I can write the documentation for that by looking at the recipe and just copy pasting the same template for the recipe documentation that were in some other modules, and do that. That will be great.
Okay, it was on Gitter.
Yeah. Okay. So just smallish, even if it's just document filters, list the filters that are not documented, and then we can do that, and with checkboxes, instead of creating one issue per filter. That would be too much. Or other things like recipe, like same thing, document recipes, and
what
all the
about
type of
nice theme for something like e-commerce, for example.
a theme.
Yeah.
So we talked about it many times. It's not just about themes. It's recipes and themes, because the theme is usually very linked to the application that you want to make with, and the features that are provided in the site. Like the blog. You see, the blog we did is really dependent on the fact that there is a subtitle and an image on each blog post and things like this. So it's not just a theme. It's also what you want to do with that. So I agree, though, that we should have maybe a recipe called e-commerce site, and then it loads the e-commerce feature and creates maybe some content and things like this. Okay,
yeah,
like e-commerce stuff.
E-commerce stuff yet, so
yeah, but it's a good idea. I mean, the idea of having recipes dedicated with custom sites is super interesting in my opinion. And like it could be like I don't know, artist portfolio or ISV
that would
website.
be an interesting one. An artist portfolio one, yeah.
See, like a blog, same thing. Like we can imagine many things like this, and just make one theme, but that might be the starting block for someone to create a site, and then they can change the theme to their taste, or as a tutorial for people to know, if they do that this way, I can do that this way, and as examples, like. But yes, we should have different starter kits, starter recipes for the
Oh, the other things that maybe what we could do is maybe we just add them up for grabs is endpoints for APIs.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what you say here is for the .NET Summer of Code, or just
I was just talking .NET Summer of
unrelated.
Code. Well, it's kind of both really up for grabs. I don't know.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm not sure we need the .NET Summer of Code, because the people who want to participate, it's always the .NET Summer of Code for us. We always have something to do, and the people who contribute to Orchard, they are there every week. They are there on Gitter, and they know the community. When they do something, they don't need. Yeah, so it will be good to reach more people, but yeah. So
I think the up for grabs thing's definitely a good thing. Summer code maybe not so for us.
Yeah, and the issue is that I'm not here to help, so that's bad. To drive the thing if we do something concrete. So, Ecom.
Right, so this is using just Orchard's modular framework. So if you go to source, see how you've got a web and modules. So if you click on startup, so actually, I found a bug when I was writing this in Orchard's code. But if you scroll down, all I've done is added with tenants. So yeah, here's the bug. There's a problem. There's one of these services isn't being registered, or two aren't being registered. So I need to add that back, and then I can do with tenants. With tenants is broken at the moment. So all this is doing is it's registering multi-tenancy. So if you jump back one page, and then if you go tenants.json, so this is just the supplier and purchaser system. So I've only done APIs. There's no real implementation in the system. So you can see I've got invoicing, contracts, accounts, inventory. Now if you go back again, go back to and go modules, and if you go to, so I've also implemented a Swagger module. So this will generate your Swagger endpoints. So you've got a nice UI. Sebastian, do you want to clone this repo? It should just restore an F5, and I'll tell you where to go.
I don't need to run it. It's super slow on my machine.
Oh, darn it. So what this will do is it will actually bring up a nice Swagger UI that you can make.
Everyone who's familiar with Swashbuckle, they know about it. Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. We should have a. Yeah, I agree. We should have that too also on Orchard. Yeah.
And if you go back, this is a really crap implementation, by the way. I had to do this to generate a UI, so I needed it quickly. If you go back twice, and just go to another module. Go to orders, and just order API controller. So if you scroll down, you can see I've decorated the endpoints with Swagger responses. It's
like documentation for your API.
Yeah.
To explain what it returns and what they get, so they can. Okay.
So it's quite nice, and it will just the Swagger stuff will just go straight through. It's based on your tenant as well, so you're not going to.
The fact that we can do that. The fact that we can do that is great.
I think that helps me so much. And it's really, really nice. I wasn't so keen about the from body stuff, but it's quite nice. The implementation doesn't really matter in here, but yeah. The few things I didn't actually like about the MVC stuff is if you want to return different error codes, but so like let's say you're returning a JSON error code, a JSON string here on line 95, but I want to return, let's say, a 201 JSON. There's no real way to say that without doing var x equals new JSON result, pop the object in, and then do x.status code equals 202 or 201, and then return. You
can find a bug on ASP.NET because for
me, like I feel that JSON thing probably should have an overload of a status code.
File a bug. They will probably accept that.
Okay.
They will say, well, you can do your own extension method. Sure. But if this is something that is... If this is often used, then you can file a bug, file a PR, and they will probably accept that. That's always good.
Cool. Yeah, that's about it, really.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And I like. So, what's the purpose of this project?
Oh well, the purpose of the project was I needed to generate some Swagger stuff to put into a piece of coursework. So I built, and it was all based around orders and inventory and stuff like that. So I just demoed out all the kind of endpoints, and then generated my Swagger stuff from it. Yeah, it was quite nice. I needed to provide an implementation as well. So
it's just APIs. There is no UI.
Just APIs. Yeah. So this is literally Orchard with just APIs.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. There's no real implementation inside. Like if you go to invoicing and contracts, there's no, like you can see the APIs, but it's just dumb. In memory, these data stores are just lists, and the startup registers them as singletons.
Yeah, that's good. That should be a sample for how to build a modular application. It's MVC, but there is no UI. But at least, yeah, it could be one of the samples to let people know about to make modular applications, because this modular, this is multi-tenant.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I like it.
And if you go to the projects, if you go to this the csproj files, all I've referenced is the
that's good.
The as module in each single one. That's all I needed.
Okay, and yep. So we need the documentation page, a big README explaining how it works, and that's it. We can just point to.
Well, abstractions is probably a
yes, that's not a good example. Yes, the module. It's in the modules folder, but it's not a module.
Yeah, to me it didn't really make much difference, but
view features.
Oh yeah, so only thing missing was view features, because that's where the controller reference is.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
It's kind of weird because controllers aren't really a view feature.
Yeah, but yeah, that's. I agree. That's whenever I wanted to create a new module with a controller, you need to reference this one, or MVC completely, and then you get it.
Yeah, well, okay, if you reference it, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted where it was, but view features still doesn't make sense for a controller, because, I mean, if you look at the MVC pattern, views and controllers they're not the same thing. So, yeah.
I agree. That's good. I like it. And yes, I agree, we should have also a set of APIs to build the content and to create content and everything. So we could maybe also decouple the admin from the APIs and open the way to having other UIs for managing the content.
Do you think that, do you think that the UI should talk to the APIs?
We don't do that. No, it's too late.
I know, right?
But we should provide the API in case someone wants to do their own UI.
Yep. Okay.
Like disable the admin, but have their own admin with slightly different features, or their own CMS with the same content management. Logic, the same.
Does Auth implementation provide tokens for that? Can we?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. That's what it was made for, to provide authentication for all the APIs.
Oh, nice. So, okay.
And that's how Sergio is using it.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I didn't know that. Look at line 5 as well. That's where the generate documentation file is for the.
Okay, I don't know what it does, but
it generates an XML file that Swagger uses. So it's not a Swagger.
Okay.
It's not a Swagger specific thing. That's a .NET specific thing, I think.
Okay. That's why you do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Ecom. Not really a demo, but mention that. Okay, good. My name is, okay, thank you, Antoine. Other comments, questions? Okay, good then. I don't think there will be a triage on Thursday because I will be visiting in Paris and I have no idea about my schedule on Thursday. But on Tuesday I will be back. I will be available again. So that will be it. I will be back in the States on July 22nd. So almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Thank you, Sotiris. Okay, good. Thanks everyone.
Ciao.
See you next week. Bye.